Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sonia, and in today's video, Christmas in July, from porch decorating ideas for Christmas 2025, I am sharing a festive roundup of front porch decorating ideas from past years to give you tons of inspiration for this upcoming holiday season. Whether your style is classic, rustic, or cozy cottage, you'll find easy and beautiful ways to make your porch shine with Christmas cheer. These tried and true ideas are perfect for planning ahead and getting a jump start on your 2025 decorating. If you love early Christmas inspiration, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for even more festive decorating content, and let me know in the comments which look you're excited to recreate this year.
Show you all the things that I have over here. So I have made up those planters, which will be a video coming up in about 2 days on how I assemble those. There are Christmas swangs over there, extra Christmas greenery, my front door mat, garlands, my little basket and sign, and then just a couple other embellishments that I will be using for this decor. And let me turn around. Here is my front porch. I'm still embarrassed. I still have pumpkins because my husband keeps on forgetting to take them out to the garbage. So I have my little wreath already there that I made a while ago, and rocking chair and welcome sign. So we have a lot of work cut out for us.
What to do? I'm trying to tell you in every way. Yeah, I'm trying to show you, but somehow felt I want to have someone to hold, walking through the place. I'm trying to tell you in every way, but now get it done. I'm not going away and right around the mistletoe. I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it's Christmas in my heart.
So it is all done. I hung up the swags on both. Show you what it looks like from further away here. So I've got my 3 pots here, and they're just in dirt, and then I will water it and then eventually it'll freeze shortly after that. I made another swag. I think I'm going to go get a bigger bow or a bigger ribbon to make a bigger bow. The wreaths are from Michael's and I just added stuff to them. I've had them for several years now, so not ready to replace them yet. Snow sign I used a DIY that I made. Same with the North Pole, the magazine rack. And then I have over here a snowman wreath, which was another DIY.
We're gonna dance, dance, have a good time, dance, dance.
The mat was a DIY as well.
Dance, have a good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling, all the windows in the rain is falling. It will always be Christmas.
The items that I am going to be using in this decorate with me. I might go in and add a couple more things, but here are my wreaths. Now I've had these wreaths for several years and I'm thinking I'm just about done with them. I might be getting new ones for next year. Then I've got this Let It Snow sign that I DIY'd 2 years ago, I think. My brand new Merry Christmas welcome mat. I got that one at Marshall. And I'm going to be using my brand new DIY planters. So let's move on outside, and I'm going to just take everything off and give it a good sweeping before I get on to decorating. My pots are inside an insert, so what that means is I make them in smaller pots just so I can move them around easier. And if it's really bad outside, I can make them inside and then just bring them outside and plop them inside these giant pots. These giant pots are actually filled completely with dirt, so that way the wind doesn't take them away, because it does get quite windy over here. Once I have my pots and my chair where I wanted, I wasn't quite sure that I was going to actually use this chair, just because quite a bit of snow does get onto my porch, but I'm going to give it a try and see how it goes and see how much snow we get, and then make my decision later on. But for now, the chair is staying. Then I move on to adding my sign. And as you can see, it says trick or treat on the other side, because I like to utilize all my DIYs that I make, so they save space in my house. So I have decided to grab the old blanket that I have and a pillow to add to this rocking chair.
My time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new, 'cause I missed you so.
So let me know down in the description box if you decorate your front porches as well. This has to be one of my favorite ways to decorate. It's like, you know, your first impression when you arrive to my house, and I decorate it for every season. And I have tons of different videos on my front porch decorate with me, so I will try and link up some of them in the description box. Most of them are still back on my DIY channel, since I started this home channel just recently, but I will have them linked down below. So you can see it was quite cold and snowy outside, which is a great backdrop to my decorate with me, because of what I'm decorating. So now I think I have my other side where I want it, so I'm gonna move on
to this side, and my porch is kind of L-shaped. So this year I have shared this the little planter that I'm adding to this aluminum pod. I have just DIY'd this year, so I will link that video down in the description box as well. It was a little low, so I ended up adding a couple stones underneath it just to raise it up. So for my wreaths, I have had an issue with actually adding wreath holders to it. So I have a command hook attached backwards, upside down on the inside, and then I just use a fishing line to loop to hang the wreaths on.
Making our Christmas memories. Yes, these are the good times with you. Don't even care what we do if I spend it with you. Just you and nobody else. It's so good to see you again.
If this is your first time stopping by my channel, my name is Sonia, and I'm so glad that you decided to watch my video. And if you like what you see, I would love it if you considered subscribing so you don't miss out any of my future Decorate With Me videos. I also post cleaning videos on this channel, so there's tons of home making inspiration and motivation.
It's supposed to be making our Christmas memories.
Always like to do something fun for my front porch month, and I thought this was really fitting for our family because we do love the Christmas movie. Now I'm moving on to my little sitting area where I keep my chair and table. Now I do keep these out all year long because on this side the snow doesn't get on. So, but I felt we don't typically use this in winter because it gets too cold and we don't really sit out, but I still wanted to have something there because there is a large window that you can see right from my house from the inside. So I wanted to do something so I can see it when I look out the window. So I had tons of this greenery left over from my pot making, my planter making. And so I decided just to use it in this crate. And this crate was a thrift flip from way before, a few years back.
So here is my front porch, and as you can see, the snow was coming down strong, and I absolutely love the way it turned out this year. I love my planters, very rustic and simple, with a punch of red, which is what all my decor in my house is like. I will have my home tour linked in the description box as well for you to check it out. And the sign that's above the chair, I have just DIY'd that.
Wondering where you have gone to. Are you just around the corner or in Kathmandu? And whether or not you're with somebody new, still I wish you the merriest Christmas. I hope it will be all that you dream. I have nothing.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what your favorite part about my front porch is, and let me know what kind of things you add to your front porch. And if this is your first time stopping by, I would love it if you consider subscribing and pressing the notification bell so you don't miss out any of my future videos. On this channel, I do mostly cleaning and decorating, but I also have a DIY and a cooking channel, which will be linked in the description box.
Still sometimes I wonder if you're near or off yonder, though I couldn't tell you.
Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to take you on Decorate with me for my front porch. I'm going to give you tons of festive decorating ideas for your front porch. I love decorating my front porch and I love sharing it with you, and I already did some pots, which I have video over on my DIY channel. You can watch that at any time. I will link it down below. Lots of different ideas. I will also link last year's Decorate with me front porch video as well, so you can get even more ideas, because it will be a little bit different this year than last year. So without further ado, let's get started. So just to show you what the front porch looks like, so I'm going to take those pots off. I'm going to remove all of the mums off, clean it up, give it a good sweeping, and then we're going to get started. I always like to start any of my decorating, whether it's inside or outside, with a clean slate. So I had obviously cleaned up all of my pumpkins and all that stuff a while back, but I did leave some of the mums because they were still looking somewhat good at the time. And then, so that's what I was left with to remove. I left that wagon here because I decided that I will be actually reusing it, as well as some of the other items like the wash pot or wash basin or whatever that galvanized pot is called, and my rocking chair. I will not be going into the other side because that furniture will most likely be stored away fairly soon, so that will just stay empty for the winter. I always ask these type of questions, but I would love to know if you guys decorate your front porch. I have always loved doing it, even before my YouTube days. I always decorated it as much as I could, and I always tried to have the most festive front porch for really any season, and especially for Christmas. So let me know down below, do you go all out with your front porch, or do you just do simple things or nothing? Either there is not a wrong or right answer. I'm just curious. My husband is in charge for the lights and anything on the lawn. I do not want to have anything to do with that, but the front porch is my jam, and I love to decorate it. So I'm starting with my wreaths, and I'm going to be hanging them. I have a double door, so I have to open both of them. As you can see, I have two puppies that are dying to come out and hang out with me, which I would let them, but they're not the most well-behaved dogs when on a leash, and they bark at everybody and anybody that walks by just simply because they want to play with them.
but being that they're so big, sometimes people get scared, and I just needed to get this done and not waste time explaining to people that they just want to play. So once I hung up my wreaths, I think the most important part about any garlandy wreathy thing is to pull it apart, spread out all those branches so that way it's not flat, and it makes it look so much fuller and so much better in my opinion. I am next going to be adding my urns to my pots, and I have actually decided that I'm going to take you along with a little small Christmas planter tutorial and show you how I do these because I'm going to be arranging my little wash bucket there. I have DIY this sign last year, and I have a video on that over on my DIY channel, which I will link down in the description box if you want to check it out. And I'm going to add my thrifted sled as well as a thrifted wagon. I got the sled last year and the wagon this year for fall because I love the fall the wagon with pumpkins, so I really wanted one for the decor, and then decided that it would look just as good on my front porch with some Christmas trees and some presents. Now these Christmas trees are actually the Dollar Tree ones that you can get. I have just put two of them together, and there's one of them on their own, and I flocked them. I've done this a couple years back, and I've been using them different ways, but this year I decided to put the two together just to add that different sizes, and I thought they ended up looking so good on this wagon. And then I also wanted to add a little bit of snow to the bottom, so I just added a small child size blanket to the bottom in color white, and it was fleece, and I thought it worked perfect. But I still felt that it needed something a little bit more, so I went into my backyard where we have piles of wood for the fire pit and just picked up 3 logs and stacked them up, and I thought this completed the look so perfect. And now for my front mat, for fall I had DIY'd one, but this one I bought last year at Home Sense, and it's from one of our favoriteest Christmas movies, The Christmas Vacation. So I thought it was really cute to have it and use it on my front porch. And then I always decorate my rocking chair with some pillows and some blanket, and the pillow had come from Michael's. I'm just testing out now which pot would work good in here, and I did find the right size. I always do inserts, so that's what I did here, and I just went and filled it up with some dirt and added my birch branches, and now I'm going to add greenery. I have used some leftover greenery from my pots, but I also went into my garden and snipped a couple things off as well. And the way I do it is the droopiest. I start with the droopiest greenery, which is usually cedar, but before I do that, I want my center pieces set up. So in this case, it was that snowflake and some birch branches, and then I also added, I just had one, I think it's called Canadian pine, but I'm not sure, branch, so I wanted that to be right in the middle. And then I start building the pot, and I do, like I said, the droopiest ones on the outside, and then I work my way inside to the middle of the pot and just building up, and then more so because this was kind of facing the back, I didn't need all 3 sides, so to the back I put more taller ones that are more stiffer and stand up tall, and then that was like my backdrop for the pot. And you can, the droopy branches, you can massage them to droop even more. I've learned that because I used to do these pots with a
florist, and she thought she always said just massage them until you reach them the droopiness that you're looking for. And all I can say is just fill in. The more variety of greenery you have, the better. I always find different colors, different textures. I always love all that variety in my pots. So I have lots of different ones here. Like I said, I don't know my greens very well, but I did add a couple different ones to the middle as well, and also to the droopiness. And then I like to add some color, and for that I typically use magnolia leaves, some berries, and then if I have some other embellishments, usually from dollar stores, I will add those as well.
There's always a way, and oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday.
Then I just swept up the area so it's nice and clean. And I also forgot to mention that snow, let it snow sign was a DIY. It's actually trick or treat on the other side, and I DIY'd that in one of my Vlogmas videos from previous years on my DIY channel.
More than words can say, and I claim Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say, and I claim
Some of the fall stuff out. I did clean out all the decor, but I did leave the mat and obviously the wreaths, and then my moms were doing so well, so I kept those out front. We actually had such nice weather up until about, well, last weekend. I think it was like 16 degrees outside or something like that, and then, which I should have probably done this last weekend, but I was so busy finishing up the house inside. So I was like, oh, I'm going to do it this weekend. And sure enough, the weather turned so fast, so quickly, and so much with the temperature that I was stuck with doing it when it was minus 13 instead of 13. So I don't know how about you guys, but here it can go from shorts weather to winter jacket weather in a matter of 2 days. It is crazy. So I'm just gonna take everything off. I put all the green stuff, like my mom's, into the yard waste bin. The last collection is this week, so I have to go in the backyard and pick up those as well, because I have tons of mums in the back. And then I went ahead and put some command hooks to hang up a garland. I haven't done garland on my door in probably like 10 years, because I've always struggled with it. Now since I had such good experience with all of my command hooks, I thought I was gonna use them over here, which I did end up using them, but man, did I struggle. I don't know if it was the cold. The command hooks were 3-pound weight, so I don't think that was the issue, but they must have not liked the cold cold at all, and neither did I. At this point, my hands were icicles. They were so frozen, but I could not get to do this with my gloves on. So I did have to redo command hooks several times. I ended up getting a chair as well because obviously I couldn't reach, and trying to go on my tiptoes on the ledge of the step to into the house just was not working for me. And so I know some of you put nails up there, but that's actually aluminum siding, that a piece that's up there, so I can't actually nail it in there. So once I had it all up there, I just fluffed it up the best that I could. Once the garland was all fluffed up, I proceeded on hanging up my wreaths. I am using 5-pound command hooks here instead of hanging them on the back of the door like I did previous years. These wreaths are a new DIY, but an old wreath. They're the old wreaths that I used last year. I just changed them up a little bit, made them go more with the new decor that I have in my house. Once they were up, I hung up my sign, which was a DIY on my DIY channel several years back. I just love this sign. And once that was all hung up, I did have to adjust the rope because the wind was insane. I did go into my garage to make 2 pots for my planters. So for the pots, here is what I had picked up. I have some Fraser fir bunch, some oregonia, some magnolia leaves. I got these 2 at a local nursery, as well as my green curly willow, and it is 4 to 5 feet tall. I probably don't need it this tall, but I got it that tall. And then I also picked up some incense cedar bunch, which has really nice little bulbs at the end. And then I also just have white cedar bunch, and I think there was BC cedar as well. But I think that's what I have at home, so I did not want to pick that one up. I know I have a cedar that's much darker. Not sure if it's BC, but that's what I thought it was. Also on hand, I had some birch, white birch branches. Now these I've had for many years, and I just repurpose them every year. And then I got 2 bunches of white pine tip bunch. This is the one that's gonna give you the base kind of thing. And then I also have some red berries, and I'm not sure, because I'm not loving how bright this red is. So I'm gonna see, I might spray paint it, but I might leave it red because I do have a couple red things that I'm gonna use on my porch. So I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do with that. But then I also have these are stuff that I've had for many years. I have these, I'm not quite sure what these are, but they're like embellishments. I've got these wood balls, wood branch balls, and then I also dried up some magnolia. I like to dry it out in case if I can't find magnolia or it's like super expensive. This year it was pretty expensive. I think this bunch was $20 for 5 of them. Now you don't typically use a lot, but I only picked up 1, so I might have to use some of the dried ones to fill it in. And then I use fillers. So these are just pots that I've had that fit nicely into my big pots on the front porch, and I just use them typically for the winter urns and for spring urns. And then I use other things for the rest of the seasons, but it's just nice because I can come in here and do it instead of doing it outside, which here's what it looks like, and it's blowing snow like crazy. So I'm going to make these inside. and I thought I'd take you along with me. I have several of these over on my DIY channel that's like full slow down tutorial, but I'm gonna give you a speedy lesson here. So I start with these and I put them in a clock, kind of 12, 3, 6, and 9, and then I fill in between. So that's kind of my base, and then I start filling in with other things. So I have I put 3 branches in here of the birch, and then I end up adding some height to the back, and then so you want ones that aren't falling over to go to the back, something that's gonna stand up. And then I put my kind of focal point in. And then I also, at this time, like to add in between, usually cedar, because it drapes really nicely, and I like for cedar to be seen, so I do put it kind of in between and over the top of the other branches. And then I go ahead and add my magnolia, my oregano, and then embellishments. And just play around until, like I always say, just like with decor, play around until you're happy with the result. So here's what it looks like, and I have to make one more. So once I was done making them, I brought them outside, put them back into my pots, not back into my pots. I did find that they were sitting a little low, or I'm not sure whether they were sitting low or they were sitting high. I could not figure it out what was wrong with them, so I ended up removing a little bit of dirt out of them just to make them sit a little nicer. But I love adding these. I think it's a great way to add color to the front porch. I can put, like, I would love to have some Christmas trees here, but as you can see, it is so windy. So I've tried having ones that were like super heavy with concrete base, and the wind just takes them and swooshes them between the houses. So I like adding greenery through my pots here, and I like adding them into the dirt because it does keep them in a little bit better than, I know my mother-in-law just puts them in an empty pot and then adds water, but sometimes it takes a while for that water to freeze, so you might lose half your urns with the wind if they're just sitting in water, whereas the dirt keeps them in a little bit better. I do add some water to them, and then the water eventually does freeze and the dirt freezes, but I do start them off in a dirt rather than an empty pot. I did end up taking some of the leftovers and just making one smaller one here, and I did chop up some cedar off of my tree just to add because I didn't have enough, and I did have to add a stone just to raise it up a little bit from that wash basin that's there. Then I went and I added my blanket, my pillow, and my front doormat, as well as you saw, I added the sleigh there. I did pick up the sleigh 2 years ago off of the marketplace, and I just love it. I use it for my winter front porch decor as well, because I just think it looks so good, and it is a winter decor item, not just Christmas. I hope you guys have enjoyed Christmas decorating with me today, and I had so much fun decorating my porch. And I hope you guys got some great ideas on ways you can decorate your front porch as well. Assembling my Christmas trees. Now, I did purchase these at Walmart. I shared what type of a tree this is in one of my previous videos when I was talking about my plans for Christmas decor, and I was very pleased that they did fit. I was worried that they were going to be too wide and they're going to encroach in the passage, but they were perfect. Perfect size. They did take a little bit of fluffing up, but once I was done with it, I was quite pleased with the way they looked, and it just brings light to the front porch as well. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, welcome. My name is Sonia, and I do decorating, seasonal decorating videos on this channel, along with some organization, clean with me type of videos. So if this is something that you think you would love to watch, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, so that way you get notified when things pop up. I still have few more videos for Christmas decorating in the Christmas decorating series, so you definitely want to have that notification bell on. And if you had missed some of my videos, I will link the playlist in the description box so you can catch up on all of them. And I also want to thank each and one of you that have taken the time to watch my videos and comment and press like. I appreciate you so very much, and I love connecting with you through this platform, and having you be part of my YouTube family. I did set up my other tree off camera just because I didn't want to bore you with me fluffing the tree. Kind of got the idea of how that's done with my first tree. Now I take this I think this was a wash basin. Got this from a friend of mine from her father-in-law's house a few years back, and I've been kind of using it on and off for different seasons. I'm going to put a pot insert in here with dirt because this is where I'm going to do my little Christmas pot arrangement, my Christmas urn. I did get all my greenery, well, most of my greenery this year at Walmart and Canadian Tire. The birch branches I've had on hand, and all the other like berries and other fillers that I added, I already had on hand from previous years. This used to be one of my favorite things to do. We used to have a florist that was in town, and she would organize a little wine and urn night. She used to call it wine and pot night, but and we would go to her house, and she had a full setup where she had all the greens available to us that we could purchase as we were building our urns, our pots, and she had all sorts of different fillers, and we could gather up all of our friends, kind of girlfriends, to go, and it was just a fun night out with the girls and doing something creative and having some wine. Unfortunately, she had moved away and is way too far. I think it's about hour and a half now for us to drive, so we've been kind of doing did it a few times in my sister's garage, but we seem to have an issue with finding time that works for all of us, so we've decided to just do things on our own. So I like to do droopy branches first and kind of set up a base, and then I add more of a perkier branches as a backdrop, and then I add the fillers. I have several tutorials on how I actually do this step by step over on my DIY channel, so the link to that channel is in the description box and you can check it out. There's a couple different ways I've done them over the years, and I'm sure you can find one that you would like to see. And if you're having a hard time finding them, just drop me a message and I can send you a direct link to either one of those videos. There is just a few of them.
Oh, oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh. Da, 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 da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree, and I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all
Once I add all my fillers, and these could be berries, I use that little twig ball, and then I add some, you can do curly willows in there. I couldn't find mine. I did find it now, so I might add that as well to it. Really anything. These, you can find these at dollar stores. My berries did come from dollar stores. They also have pine cone branches. Those would look good as well. This snowflake came from Dollar Tree, and I just painted it white. Like I said, I mean, possibilities are endless, and you can change it out every year, those embellishments, to suit the color of your style, the Christmas style color, and then just build it up and fill in as you go, so there's no empty spots, and that's it.
Till the sun comes up, these are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be
over here in a rocking chair, I do like to add a pillow and a blanket just to warm up the space, soften it up. And I chose a white one, and then I'm also adding a pillow here, and it just says sleigh rides. Now I have a same style of a pillow inside that says a Christmas tree farm, and I'm thinking I might swap them out because I feel like my front porch gave me, once it was done, those Christmas tree farm vibes. So that's what I was thinking about doing, is switching out those pillows. Now I'm going to add my garland. This was a DIY. Originally I did buy these wreaths at Michael's several years back. They had all sorts of different stuff on them. Last year I did, however, take everything off, just kept the green base and added some cedar to it, some other greenery picks to it, and then also some blackberries. I just wanted something a little bit more neutral. The other one was very cutesy, and this one was definitely a lot more, I feel like, let's say, a lot more grown up. But I love it, and you know, you never know, maybe next year I will add something new to it. But I just love the size of them and how they look, and the greenery is really good quality, so I didn't want to just go out and buy a whole brand new wreaths. I just spruce these up a little bit, and I hang my wreaths with a fishing line, and I loop the fishing line to the inside where I have a command hook upside down. I don't know if you guys remember last year, I don't know if it was too cold, somebody had said to leave them sitting for a while, which I did try that as well, and it just did not, the command hooks did not work. Like I said, the day that I was decorating last year was I think the coldest day of winter. It felt that way anyways, and I don't know if that was affecting the command hooks, but they seemed to work on the other side. It was just I could not get them to stick to the front of the doors. So back to hanging them that way, and it doesn't really bother me. You can't even see the fishing line. And now I am adding my Merry Christmas sign. This was a very inexpensive DIY that I also created on my DIY channel, and it cost me $1.50 to do. Show you, I did add a little mat. I'm a little bummed because you can't even see what it says. And it says Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, from Home Alone. So I think I'm gonna have to get a new one. To the porch, and here is what the porch looks like. Make sure you stay tuned till the end, because I will show you how everything all lit up together looks. I am so pleased with the way it looked. It went so much less than previous years, but I can't complain about it because I love it. Let me know what you guys think, especially if you've been around and seen my previous porches, what you guys think. Should have I added more, less, or do you think it's perfect? If you had enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching. Let's get started by prepping the porch. As always, I started by clearing off my front porch. This time I left the wreath on the doors because I had recently refreshed them and thought they already looked great. I also kept some staple pieces like my chair, wash basin, and vintage sled from Facebook Marketplace, which I'll be reusing. Next, I'm adding some trees that I purchased last year. They're acrylic trees, and while I love how they look, fluffing them out is definitely my least favorite job. It can take forever, but it's worth it at the end. Once fluffed and lit, they instantly brighten up the porch and set a festive tone. This porch used to feel pretty dark before, so I do love adding lit up trees to it to brighten it up. Now it's time to add some personal touches. I brought out my DIY Merry Christmas sign and a swag. I'll share a tutorial for the swag on my DIY channel. It's super simple and so festive. First, I hung out the DIY sign that I made a couple of years ago, and then I added the swag to my light fixture. It's a simple combination of greenery, bells, and red ribbon, but it really elevates the look and ties everything together.
I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows in.
With the DIY elements in place, I moved on to styling my rocking chair. I added a cozy cottage style blanket that my mom gave me, paired with a North Pole pillow. I was initially worried the red might clash with the ribbon on the swag, but it ended up tying the whole look together beautifully and added the perfect festive pop of color.
Can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sun said it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang.
Next, I placed my Home Alone themed doormat. This has been a favorite for years, and a subscriber had recommended refreshing the lettering last year. I just went over it with acrylic paint and now it looks brand new. It's such a fun and nostalgic touch that everyone enjoys.
Come on, we're gonna dance, have a good time, dance, all night long. We're gonna dance, and have a good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song.
Now it's time to bring in the stars of the show, the Causeway pre-lit Christmas trees. These trees needed some fluffing, but once they were ready, I placed them right next to my rocking chair and to create a whimsical tree farm feel. I absolutely love how they added height, light, and that perfect snowy look.
It was the night before Christmas. I was closing down for business in my little prison shop, when the bell on the door jingled once more, and then time almost came to a stop. But somehow I knew, and maybe so did you, that everything would change from now on. next door. We talk for hours on end, and somehow we knew that we'd find some.
Next, I brought out my vintage sled, which I styled with some natural elements to give it a rustic touch.
From this Christmas side, it's gonna be you and me decorating the tree. From this Christmas side.
Beside it, I worked on creating my annual arrangement for the wash basin. This is one of my favorite parts of decorating the porch. This year, I'm going to create a fresh arrangement using branches from my garden and my friend Sandra's cottage. I started by adding birch sticks for height. These create a strong vertical element and provide a nice natural texture.
My son, it's gonna be you and me decorating the tree.
Then I layered in a mix of evergreens, including some droopy branches to add fullness at the base and create a cascading effect. I alternated between two types of greenery for variety, some with a softer, more feathery look and other with a sturdier, structured shape to give the arrangement dimension. To add pops of festive color, I included clusters of red berries, which stand out beautifully against the greenery. I also tucked in a wooden ball for a rustic touch, and finished the arrangement with some curly willow branches for a whimsical textural detail. Finally, to bring the arrangement to life, I wrapped a strand of warm white lights around the ball. This subtle glow ties everything together and makes the Wash basin arrangement truly magical, especially at night. It's such a simple yet impactful way to bring the outdoors into your holiday decor. On the side of the porch, I styled with my vintage magazine holder with leftover branches and added snowflake to tie the frosty theme. I also placed my DIY pillows on the chairs to complete the look. This area is simple yet cozy and balances out the overall decor. Thank you so much for joining me as I decorated my front porch for Christmas. I'm so happy with how it turned out. It's cozy, magical, and ready for the holiday season. Make sure to stay until the very end of the video for special evening view of the porch all lit up. It's truly magical. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know in the comments how you're decorating your porch this year. See you in the next one.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show